How to use Plane for project management. Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video, I'll be talking about Plane.so and how we can start using it for project management. Now, Plane.so is a very well built platform that is going to help you out with your project management. There's going to be a lot of tools that we can utilize and use for task management, project management, you name it. Just go to plane.so to get started, and in here you can see most or the things that we will be using most. We have issues here, obviously. We have cycles, which is pretty much sprints if you are familiar with that. We have modules, which is tiny little projects that we can add issues to. We have your personal layouts and views that you can set up completely to your preference. We have pages where we can just unleash our brainstorming sessions, and we have Drive as well. All of this is going to be included within Plane. And the thing is, if we just go to pricing here, we can see that Plane is going to be free forever. And then we have also the Pro plan if you want to actually upgrade and have more stuff. For example, the Pro plan is going to have everything within the free version, but you're also going to have some integrations and automation, Plain AI, which is going to obviously help us quite a lot. We have advanced analytics and active cycles and more stuff. But that does not mean that the free version is lacking. It actually is there's quite a lot that you can do with the free version. Okay, so to get started, it's very simple. Just go to plane.so and then click on the signing up button on the top right. And here is just going to be a very basic signing up process. I'm just going to continue with Google, but you can just go ahead, enter your email address. It's exactly the same thing. And it shouldn't really take us long until it just gives us more stuff here. So again, more details about yourself. I'm just going to skip this ahead and see when there's something that is unusual. Okay, so they're just going to ask you a little bit about yourself. And in here, they are going to ask you to create a workspace. So this is going to have a workspace, which is going to be the top of the umbrella. Basically, you're going to have workspace, and within this specific workspace, you will have projects, and then from the projects, you will have also more stuff like modules and issues. So as you can see on the right side here, this is going to be the entire workspace. So you want to basically have the workspace name probably as your company name or your business name. If you have two separate, completely different businesses, then you would want to create a different workspace for that completely different business. This is pretty much how it's going to work. Test workspace. For the time being, I'm just going to name it that, and then the workspace URL is just going to probably be the same as the name of the workspace. And then we have the company size, it's just myself, and then click on continue. If you do more than just one, you can also invite them. So yeah, this is already taken, so we can just do stuff like this. Okay, there you go. It's completely random, but obviously you would want to come up with something that is more makes sense, a lot of it. So here you can invite your team members or guests. It doesn't really matter. You can change the role of the actual people, whether they're going to be guests, viewers, members, or admin. So obviously all of these are going to have different properties here. So members are going to be able to write, edit, add stuff. All of those things are going to be available here. If it's an admin, they will have all permissions. Viewer, they can only view, and then a guest, well, it's just a guest. So I'm just going to click on I'll do it later because I'm not really going to invite anybody here. And I will not start a tour, but if you want to, you can just feel free to do so. So basically, to get started, we have the home page here. And from within the home page is going to be pretty much your dashboard, your project, and all of those things. Obviously, we will need to build our first project here, which we don't have. We have notifications. We have all issues, which is going to show us all the issues that are within our projects collectively. We have the assigned issues. This is going to be assigned to ourselves, or we can select who is it assigned to filter between them. We have the ones that we have created and subscribed to. We have projects here, which obviously we'll need to create one. And then we have active cycles, which is going to require the pro subscription. Then we have analytics, which is also nice. It's going to show us a overview of the specific projects. And we have settings here to set up a few things about ourselves, but I'm not going to go through it. The first thing that we will need to do is add a project and give it a name. So this is going to be the project underneath the actual workspace. We would want to just go ahead and name it. Let's say we want to run a YouTube channel, so I'm just going to name it YouTube channel. You can change the cover image if you would like, and you can choose an icon here if you also would like for example, video. Okay, I'm just going to keep it as it is, but obviously you can change it, and you can change the cover image. Here you would want to give it a description if you want to, so running a YouTube channel, and then we can make it public or private. So here anyone in the workspace can join, or only those who you actually invite. And who's the lead to this project is going to be me. So if you want to set it up as somebody else, you can also do that. And then click on create project, and it's just going to create it for us. So here are going to be the features that we want to view within this project. So cycles, which means sprints. We have modules, views, pages, and inbox. So I'm just going to make sure they're all turned on, and I'm just going to click on open project. And now we should have our first project. So if we just this one right here. So we can see YouTube channel. Here we have issues, we have cycles, we have modules, views, pages, inbox, and settings for the actual channel itself. So within issues, you can obviously go ahead and create issues. It's very easy and simple to do. Click on create issue here, or if you already have some, you just click on the top of the board here. Let's just go ahead and create one real quick. Test issue. A lot of tests here. And then we can just add a description, and not only just add a description, but we can also format it differently by clicking on the slash. And here we can just create a heading, create an issue, and you can just go ahead and do more stuff here. Like you can see, you can add table, code, image, divider, whatever it may be. Now we can also set up the actual progress of it. So we can set it as to do, in progress, done, or cancelled. Here we can have the priority, whether it's going to be low, medium, or high, urgent, and so on. Here, who is it assigned to? Labels is going to work well with well, it really depends on how you want to use labels. It's really completely up to you and how you want to use it with your team members, but a lot of people use it for the subtasks if you wanted to have it as that. And then we can also set up a start date and due date if you would like. So we can just make it due that date over there. And we can add it to a specific cycle or module. But at the time being, we don't really have any. So we can just click on create issue and we should be good to go. And if we click on it here, we can edit more stuff. As you can see here, like blocking, blocked by, duplicate of, labels, relates to, parents. And if you wanted to also create a sub issue, we can create a sub issue from here. Create new. You can just go ahead and do a sub task, for example, give it a description, give it a signee, whatever you want, and click on create issue. And it's just going to be the sub task for this one. And let's say I want to create another one, another sub, and click on create issue. And let's say this one is actually done, and we have it as this. You can see now there's a little thing, a little circle here, which is going to indicate how much of the actual issue is done, like how many sub issues have been completed and how many of them have not been completed yet. If the other one is also done, then you can see that all of it is complete. And now you can just go ahead and update this as done, and it is going to be complete in here as well. Let me just turn this back. Okay, so we have then cycles here. So you can actually go ahead and create your sprints here. So we can just set up our first cycle, give it a name. So we can just do first cycle. If you want to give it a description, you can also do so. But then here, the most important thing about cycles is that you want to set up the first, or I mean the start date, so which is going to be here. And then the end date, which is going to be the 31st. So apply changes and you have our first cycle. Click on create cycle and we have it. As you can see here, active cycle, we have how many days left, and we have all the issues, and all of those things are going to be appearing in here. Now, how to actually assign or issue to a cycle, you can just go back to issues, and we have our issues here. So this one, the actual parent issue, we can just go ahead, scroll down, go to cycle, and select this one. And now it's actually going to be related to this one, as you can see. Also, I forgot to mention that you can actually do more views here. So we have the list view here. We can go for Kanban if you're more familiar with this one. We can go for calendar layout, which is also going to show us the dates for it. This is the spreadsheet layout, which is almost like a combination of Kanban and list view. And then we have the Gantt chart view, which is also going to show us a timeline, which is great. So we also have filters here. So if you don't really want to show like parent tasks and all those things, you can go through the filters, turn them off, and so on. But let's just move on to the modules now. So modules are going to be mini projects, basically. You can think of them as mini projects. So for example, we have YouTube channel. We can create our first module. Script writing, for example, is one of the modules. And if you want to set up a start date, end date, you can also do so. If you want to set it as in progress, we can also do so. If you want to set up the lead and members, you can feel free to do so as well. Click on create module, and you should have your module here. As you can see, script writing. Let's create another one. So add another module. We have let's say video editing, and I'm just going to create it. Just make it in progress, click on create, and now we have the other one as well. You can see the completion here. Obviously not a lot, because we didn't really assign any issues in here. And again, how to actually assign issues to a specific module, you just go back to the issues section, you click on a specific issue, go down where you will find a module, and you can just paste it there. So for example, it's within script writing. You can just do that, and let's just say where is it, this one right here. Let's say it's actually done. We can go ahead and go to our modules section, and we can see here if it's in script writing, we should be able to see that we have this one right here, and it is done, which is great. So as you can see here, the actual thing has been updated, that it is complete, which is great. So we can actually where am I? Yes. Now we can actually go ahead and set it. If I can actually do that, if I can just go here to edit, and I can just go ahead and mark it as complete, and now it is completed. Next up, we have views. Now the views is basically this view here. However, you can customize it completely to your liking and always visit it, and it's going to be saved as the way you want it to be. So for example, it's you and your team members, you're working on one board, and then you want to filter in a really specific way that not everyone may like. Then what you would want to do is just go to views, go ahead and add a view, give it a name, my personal view, click on create, and then you would want to set up the filters. You want to set up everything. You have everything to do here, so we can just go ahead and just view everything if you want. You know, it's completely customizable to your liking, so just feel free to customize it to your liking, and this way you don't really bother everybody else by choosing proper filters within the actual issues tab. Rather, you would want to have it in your personal views, and you can just filter to your liking. From within here, obviously, I was just doing it from outside. Okay, so now we have the pages. Pages section is for brainstorming, you could say. So we can actually go ahead and create a page. Obviously, we would want to name it test. Whether it's going to be private or public is up to you. Obviously, public meaning within the workspace, so don't worry about that. And click on create page, and in here we can just go ahead and add whatever we want to add. Here we can just go ahead and add some text, give some commands. So for example, we can just get a table. We can just go ahead and add whatever we want to this, and add the text that you want. If you want more commands, you have them in here, and you will be able to adjust the text accordingly if you want to make it bold, italics, and so on. So mainly, this is how to get started with Plain for project management. Obviously, there's a lot more features, but for the time being, this should be more than enough for you to get started. So hopefully you found this video easy to follow, and thanks for watching.